This little girl named Mary was going to school for the first time, and she immediately astonished the teacher. The teacher gave the class some arithmetic problems. Mary thought they were too easy. The teacher asked her to stand up and gave her a few difficult ones. She stood up impatiently. The teacher asked, "What's 9 plus 8?
17.
Then, what's 15 plus 17?
32.
Mary, what's 57 plus 135?
192.
The teacher was a bit surprised. How about 57 times 135? Mary lowered her head, hesitating. The teacher thought she couldn't answer and continued teaching, but Mary suddenly spoke up with the correct answer. The teacher took out a calculator to check. She really got it right. She even calculated the square root. The teacher was stunned. This was a genius. She called the principal over. Before the principal could say anything, Mary asked her a question.
I want you to get on your phone and call Frank and tell him to get me out of here.
The principal had no choice but to ask for her guardian. Frank came to the office and apologized. The principal told him, "She's so smart. She should go to Oak Academy for the Gifted. We can help her apply for a full scholarship," she said. "She has the right to this." But Frank refused. He said she didn't need elite educational resources. Her current public school was enough. The principal was surprised too. The principal asked the teacher to look into their family background. They found out Mary's mother was a famous mathematician, winner of many math competition awards. Sadly, she committed suicide a few years ago, and the school secretly contacted Mary's grandmother. One day, an elderly woman appeared at their doorstep. It was Mary's grandmother. She had once been a brilliant mathematician herself, but gave it up for family reasons. She placed all her hopes on her daughter, but in the end, her daughter couldn't handle it and took her own life. Before she died, she entrusted Mary to Frank's care. For 7 years, the grandmother had never once come to see her granddaughter. Now she suddenly showed up. Because she had discovered Mary's talent for math, she wanted custody of Mary, so the girl could complete the math problem her mother left unsolved. Frank didn't want to give up custody, but the grandmother tried everything she could to take her. Their conversation ended badly. Soon, Frank received a letter from the court. Mary was to stay with her grandmother for a few days. The grandmother took her to MIT. They walked into a classroom. She asked the professor to give Mary a math test. Mary looked at the question on the blackboard, frowned, and stared intently, but she didn't write down an answer. She just stood there. The professor asked why she wasn't solving it. Mary said, "Do you mind if I change it a little?" Then she corrected the question on the board and began solving. The professors nearby were stunned. She solved it fluently and quickly filled up 2 entire blackboards with the correct answer. The professor asked,
"Mary, you knew the problem was incorrect. Why didn't you say anything?"
Frank says I'm not supposed to correct older people. Nobody likes a smartass.